an opportunity that we can't pass on.
Kingi tū heitia ki te rangi, ko ngā wai hono I te pō, ki te whenua, asi hei mauri ora ki a tātou katoa. I tika ana, kia mihia, kia tangihia, kia poroporo aki tia, tonu tia tātou, ki tō tātou kingi, a kingi tū heitia, ko tahi tau, whai muri I tana hinganga, I tēnei wā. Nō reira, ko te koroneihana tērā, katu a te wiki e tū mai nei, te koroneihana tuatahi mo tō tātou kuini hou, e te kāhui whāri. Me te kāhui āriki whānui tonu rire hau pai marire kia tātou katoa.
Kia ora watu e hōma nei rā te mihi kia kotoka tō kia ora and welcome to Whakaata Māori. It is a pleasure to be here to bring you the New Zealand Secondary Schools Footy Pōro Championship Final where the Rotorua Boys High School, Rotorua, up against Feilding High School. This promises to be a wonderful game coming to you live this afternoon from the field here in Palmerston North. A great crowd on hand from both teams. There's been wonderful support already throughout the tournament, and now these two teams get a chance to go head to head. This promises to be an open, flowing, good, high-quality game of rugby with some of our young guns. Great to have you with us here on Whakaata Māori from Central Energy Trust Arena here in Palmerston North as Rotorua take on Feilding High School, and it's a pleasure to be calling this one alongside Moiho, Nguyen, and Ngamihi Nui Kāpuri.
Ia koe tahi te otira kia tātou e pai nei, kei te kite atu koutou, pa ki ki pai te papatākoro nei I te hunga kautoko, te menenga, te maia kia tae mai nei ki te mātakitaki, ki te tautoko, ki te whakanui. Enei kai tākoro whitu pōro uri ana I tēnei whakataetai āmotu, tēnei kemu whakamutunga, tēnei whiringa toa whakamutunga, mihi ana kia koutou kua tūhono mai.
It's great to have you with us today, and to all the mums and dads, supporters of our secondary school rugby scene. Wonderful that you've been able to join us here today. Of course, this is a look back at some of the results that see our teams making their way through. That was a tough, hard-fought victory, 39-34 for Feilding to get into the final against Westlake. And of course, Rotorua boys, after the disappointment of going down in the final seconds of Super 8, with a very convincing win here across Southland Boys High School. So a great opportunity for Rotorua to make amends, and we know that they are very much ready for the action here this afternoon.
Ka whakawhiti atu I nāenei ki ngā uiui I whai wāhi atu ki ngā kaiako o ngā kapa e rua.
Well, Haka, another final and another opportunity for the boys from Rotorua. Tell us about your strategy coming into today's game. Wet conditions, but you made the final.
It's been a hell of a journey for our young men, and to get there we've had to go through some adversity in our group. She's going to be a tight tussle with the conditions. I think it's going to be forward orientated game, so I've really cued the boys onto that, and looking forward to a huge battle up front.
Kicking game important too, and obviously maintaining possession and trying conditions. This Feilding outfit are a good squad. Where do you think their dangers lie?
Oh, they've got a couple of danger men in their team. 13 in particular is a really good ball runner, sets up a lot of their play, and like you said, just mentioned, the territory battle is going to be crucial for us, especially in these kind of conditions. If we can execute that territory battle, cage them, should be a good day.
It was the last second loss in the Super 8. How's that affected the lads coming into this opportunity to be national champions?
I think in that moment it affected them, but in hindsight I think it's been an opportunity for our young men to grow through adversity. Who knows, we might not be here if we had won that Super 8 title. So we've gone away, we've learnt, and we've grown as a group. So we're here, we're ready, and we're ready to throw everything at it today.
Thanks very much and good luck.
Kia ora.
Well, Coach, here we are at the big dance and a great opportunity for Feilding to put its mark on and take the national title. That'd be something golden for those young fellas.
Yeah, it will be. It's a good group of boys that have sort of worked really hard all year, and hopefully, I know they'll put their best foot forward. It's just that sort of team. So yeah, we'll play an entertaining brand of rugby like they always do. They'll make a few mistakes, but they'll also put a bit of pressure on teams. They do every week.
So do you encourage them to, if it's on, then it's gone?
Yeah, we probably play more expansive than most teams in the country, It's not always, doesn't always work out, It makes my hair a bit greyer, but we encourage them to play.
Plenty of respect for Rotorua as well.
Yeah, they're a big side, and they've had a really good season. Conditions today like this may sort of suit them in the way they play, but we won't die wondering, that's for sure.
Good luck out there, Feilding a big opportunity. What would it mean to the school for a victory today?
Oh, it's massive for the school, massive for our community. We're a small town with big dreams. I guess there's not many co-ed schools on that trophy. I think there might be one big Auckland co-ed school, but the fact that, we're a state co-ed school from a small town, playing in the same sandpit as these big boys' schools from big cities, we're really proud of that, and that'll come out the way we play. Thank you.
He kohinga kōrero wēnā, pito kōrero, kohinga whakaro no ngā kai ko erua o ngā kapa erua nei. Tuatahi ake ka te tiro ki te kapa o Rotorua, Rotorua Boys High School First 15. Our props at Renata and Dobson. Blocking today is Weaver and Worst. At the back of the scrum we have Te Ariki Rogers, and at topatahi is Tu Kotahi Richards Te Whau. Ko ngā parirau erua ko Tiaki Hunia me Isileli Tuta Whaiva, ana ko te hiku o te tīma nei, te whurupeke me ki ko Toko Aitua Owen.
On the reserve bench today, Tavake and Barry, also featuring Christensen Phillips, Hatu Edmonds, Hoodie White, Macbeth and Raku. The conditions, as you can see, are going to be somewhat trying as we see the lineup here for Feilding High School. Well, at the back and dictating play, Kanye Rupiha Waiwai, who will also lead the Haka for this proud kura. Goodman, Whakava, the Whakava brothers in 2 and 3. The number 4 jersey ended up being cut off the player on Friday, so 18 is where Haka will take the field wearing. Dante Brown, Campbell. James Tuitumba is in jersey number 13, and he is a potent force. Will need some checking too from the Rotorua squad if they're going to get the victory here this afternoon. On the bench for Feilding High School, Dixon, Gata, Hamlet in the corner, Ross McLeod, Malamo, Kingston, money in that one. All right, here they come. It's 2 proud kura. Time to do battle for this prestigious trophy. Champions of New Zealand secondary school rugby, led out by Tariki Rogers, the boys from the Sulphur City, heading out to the right-hand side of the field. Wonderful traditions at play here in the Manawatu. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. Not many people in the stands across the other side of the field, but I can tell you from our broadcast side there is heaps and a lot of great support for both of these teams, as has been the case right throughout the tournament so far.
Ai akua ke nei ka tīmata ngā mahi haka, ki te rehia, tāne rore, me mihi ka tika. Ki te papa I o ea o tira te Manawatu, ngā mana whenua, ngā hapu, ngā marae, ngā iwi o tēnei takiwa, mō I manaki mai tēnei kaupapa I tēnei tau. O tira ki ngā kapa e rua ko whai wāhi mai nei ki tēnei whiringa tō whakamutura.
It's always wonderful, this traditional start where these teams face off with a haka. Respectfully moving forward, though, to acknowledge their opponents today. The Moeska Cup is up for grabs today, one of the pinnacles of secondary school sport. And that came via the route of Rotorua had it, then Palmerston North, via Feilding, and now it's put up. And, of course, also battling for a chance to represent New Zealand on the world stage here in the World Secondary School Sansa Trophy. A warm welcome to our viewers here on Whakata Māori and acknowledging their ongoing support for our secondary school sports scene. Lots of journalists and photographers here in the Manawatu are out to capture images of this proud contest.
Papai, a tāhua rire ko tēnei e kare mā, e koanga ngākau, te titiriro atu, te mātaki-taki atu i o tātou tini whanaunga o te moana nui ākiwa e mahi ana i ēnā mahi. A me te a tāhua hoki o te tūpakari o ngā kapa e rua. Gives me a bit of a buzz, Dad, with seeing the pride in some of the boys that don't necessarily have any Māori whakapapa or blood, but just the pride that they have in their kura. It's a great way to start the final here today.
Absolutely, it's a special occasion when our high school combatants meet, whether it's on the rugby field or any other sporting endeavour. And it really is something special about New Zealand sport. Well, no, warm up, a little bit of rain around here today, temperature at 10 degrees. It's a bit of a slick field, not so much of a wind issue, but the kicking game will be important. We saw a wonderful match-up in the previous game where Manukura able to go 4 on the trot in the secondary school women's or girls championship. Wonderful effort there, and take our hats off as well to Hamilton Girls High School, who were so disappointed to lose in the last moments. Big up to both teams. As we get underway here, it will be Rotorua playing from right to left. Tukotahi Richards Defoe is the man with the ball here. As we heard from both coaches, they are expecting victory today. We're underway with the final, and it's great to have you with us here live on Whakaata Māori, and sensibly taken deep and then drilling downfield, and the bounce just breaks perfectly. And so we'll have our first line out of the afternoon here in the big final. We've seen some of these players too. Had a good glimpse of the boys from Rotorua through the Super 8. Of course, Feilding, a little bit of an unknown quantity for many of you at home as well, I'd suggest. Climbing high for it is Luke Walsh. Nice run here straight away. Getting into his action is McGarvey. McGarvey lays it up nicely. Happy to get into the grind. Rotorua. As the two teams battle, Wasp goes deep, delivers up. Hutchings again for McGarvey. Good control. Just inside the 22. That's the first penalty of the match.
Aira kāri te whakawātea i te paoro. Tai katoa mai te tini me te mano ki te tautoku i ngā raukura i te rānei, me ngā tramu, ngā pahu. Timata ke ngā waiata.
So as you can see, well in range, well these guys have got to be a bit chilly. I know they're brave and they're looking good on the field, so that level of support is something special about secondary school rugby. Climbing high nicely, Tariki Rogers, great leader of his squad too. And the referee says it's not up to him. Some of the lads have travelled down as well to support their schoolmates. Brought their drums with them as well this afternoon. So it's Feilding. He'll put it deep as well. Looking forward to seeing some of the action from this Feilding squad. Big raps on the centre. And of course, Alani and Tavita Whakava, I'm sure will be doing their all today as well. So we just await the first line out for a Feilding throw. There's the climb. Nicely delivered as well. Through the back. Ropiha Waiwai keeps it centred up. 15 short of the halfway, right in the middle of the track at the moment. pulling it out, giving the big number 8 a chance to have a go with it. Scooping the Ravioa. Playing his 40th match for Feilding High School. Today, 40 games.
Early error by the Feilding boys squad. Finding touch on the full outside of their 22. Big mihi to all the qualifying schools, Howard College and Westlake boys from Tāmaki, Te Rohe Pōtai o Tāmaki Makaurau. No Ngārangatira, the Chiefs, we had Hamilton High School, Rotorua Boys High School. Hurricane qualifying schools are Manukura and Feilding. And the Christchurch Girls High School and Southland Boys High.
Lovely, thanks, Miho. So with the football, here they come again. This is Rogers. Sets it up nicely. Confident. Loading up here for Jakey Hutchings. Chisholm. Good thinking game too from the halfback. Good distribution. Knows when to launch it. He's got plenty of support there with Richards Defoe as well. Here's Chisholm. Holds it up. Wasp again. Very good contributor, Luke Wasp. Back to the big number 8. Surges forward towards the 22. Good opportunity here for Rotorua if they can control the football. They're doing well at the moment. Feilding. Now there's some big threats as the number 6 makes his way through the Maulu. There's content to go. Millimetre by millimetre, and again it's Rogers. Spins to deliver cleanly. Lays the ball up nicely. Pausing momentarily. Rotorua, the drive on. Once again, Wasp in the thick of the action. About 12 metres out from the try line now. Here's Rotorua. Have they controlled the football? Yes, they have, and it's going wide. Numbers if they can get it wider. The ball's on, picked up at the back by Owen.
Tohu tēnā o te taiao, o te ahua rānei, o te papatākaro. Ai rā, he rangi kā puapua tēnei. Ai mua noa atu ka heke te ua, no reira hanga māku te papa me te paoro.
Well, McGarvey's just had the ball knocked out of his hands here. Good work from Feilding, though. Hats off to them. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. Live action from Palmerston North. 5 minutes into the game. No score in the final. Tanya, it'll be our Waiwai. He feeds it. Look at the push coming in from Rotorua. Kick. Wise decision. At the back, waiting for it is Tuwaitoa. He has it. Thinking about the kick, he slips. And then is taken down. We need some support and they need to move in quickly. Feilding. Grinding. And they get possession as well. Feilding. Good chase. Good commitment.
Yeah, awesome counter-racking there from the Feilding Boys High School team. Tukuaitua Allen just showed how difficult these conditions are.
But that's a good touch finder as well. Plenty of enthusiasm in the stands here. And the Manawatu just slipped as well, Owen. Good to turn over the ball. Damage done, referee on hand. Good play from Feilding. They do feel that they're flying the flag for co-ed schools across the country in the pre-match interview with the coach. Feet on the ground though. Desperately need to take it cleanly. That's delivered up nicely through the hands of Robbie Hawaii. That was midfielders get themselves into the mix. Dante Brown, also skillful. Tutumba delivers up, play on. Rotorua literally steal the ball from Bronson van der Hayden. Oh, lovely kick over the top as well from Chisholm. To touch on the far side of the field. Bounce supported, and here he goes. This is Tutumba. Left foot long. Sends it across field. The chase is on. It's into the end goal. Rotorua trying to get away. Good running. Oh, smart play. Beautiful. And the kick into touch is also well achieved as well. Now, I'm thinking that was Hunia.
Mahi mahunga tēnā.
Fleet-footed. It's the left foot kick in. In fact, it was the fullback who came around to clean it up and indeed took Aitua. Of course, the fullbacks now have to be versatile, run it, kick it, deliver the pass. Rotorua get the ball. There's Chisholm pushing it out to the right-hand side. And the big Donagi downtowner. Bounce important here. And it will beat everyone to touch on the far side of the field. 7.5 minutes gone. Still no score. Lots to be impressed about with the attitude that these two young squads are taking into the final of 2025.
Mōhio ai koutou e mātakitaki mai nā i te kāinga, ko te kēmu I mua I tēnei, e whā kē ngā kāri kōwhai. Reira, ko manukura me kirikiri ro girls, there were 4 yellow cards. Let's hope that's not the case this afternoon.
Well, it's nothing untoward as yet, but look, the intensity will unfold later in the game. It's tough out there. These guys have been well prepared. That ball has been picked up on the far side. Fullback chimes in. Penny Havea gets it nicely. I think the offload back on the inside was for cover. Throw it on the far side of the field. Of course, the track you're looking at is the famous stock car track. This venue has played, has hosted many international events over the years. How can they have the football? That is a good carry. Straight ahead from Mailulu. Again to Richard Stefano. Taking it at the back. Steady. Looking for touch. Finding that touch line here on the broadcast side at Palmerston North this afternoon.
Big nahi to the Palmerston North City Council, Massey University Sport and Rugby Institute, Manawatu Rugby Union and Sport Manawatu, and also the New Zealand Rugby Union for putting this top 4 comp together. One of the premier sporting events in the calendar.
Indeed, up the FAHS, as you can see. Being agricultural high school, as we see Rotorua with the football. It was always going to be a grind here in the final, we hope. No score as yet. Both teams' defensive qualities on show here and their commitment, the effort they've put in through 2025 after school trainings and the grueling schedule with first 15 play. Jake Hutchins has the football. Chisholm. Richard Stefano sends it on as well, putting some pressure here on the defensive work for Feilding. We'll come back to the middle.
Kei te ki ake te kaiwa maora he rutu teitei. Nā, he whana hāmene e haere ake nei. He wai ngā pū I ngā pau piro, ngā pau kaura.
So this is Tukutahi Richard Stefano. Straightforward for him as we get another look. The high shot.
Play earlier on.
The referees have come in from the Heartland Championship and NPC Rugby. And skipper Rogers is having a couple of words with the referee. So normal circumstances, this would be pretty straightforward here for Tukutahi. The pressure is on. It is a final. Richard Stefano. And the flags are up. Our first points in the final for Rotorua. 3-0 after 11 minutes.
Ai he kai prawa, tērā tūmomo mahi. Especially kei ēnei tūmomo whiringa toa whakamutunga. You've got to take points on offer, you know, with conditions and things like that as well.
3-0. Here's a left foot restart. Taken by Hika McGarvey. Get it back into the hands of, send it downtown. It's taken in nicely by Rotorua. Sends it centre field. And again, the kicks being utilised, trapped on the far side of the field, skillfully, smartly. And the kick into touch on the far side of the field. If you've just joined us, this is the action from the New Zealand Secondary Schools Rugby Final. Live on Whakata Māori, brought to you in association with Bailey's and Māori Active, Celtics, Apollo, and New Zealand Carbon Farming. Let's drive the ball on the far side for the throw-in. That responsibility is Alani Whakava. Nice work retaining possession here. Feilding with the football. They're right on the halfway line, just going over now. MāORI looks down the left edge, finding the fullback Javier. Getting Javier. Skillful and offloads nicely up here. It's a pressure on Rotorua, just outside the 22. It's Feilding, come calling. There's MāORI through the hand. Skip pass, pick up nicely as well. Worked okay. That's 12. Nixon Foreman. His dad's the coach of the squad. Long time contributor in the local rugby scene as well. Little dummy, smart play. Whole shot. Beautiful from Kanye. And they'll go wide then. Picks up Tane. Offloading nicely. Beautiful finish. And it's going to be Feilding to score. Down the right arm goes Aston. Scott brings it around to improve the position. Feilding, sharp play, and getting the chocolates.
Te mutunga ke mai o te pai. Tino kino te pai taua pirora. Ara I wawahi mai ko te rarangi wawao nei, te hawhi peke nei. Ia Pip Chisholm. Nā kau tūwhera ana. Nā kai tākoro katoa ki te whanga I te poro. Ki te parirau matau.
That was smart play. Nice work from Chisholm, as you mentioned, but also the way that they couriered the ball wide and eventually got it to the right edge flyer. And Aston Scott was able to come round and improve the position as well. Plenty of hands in the mix as well through Tyrese Tane. Nice lead-up work as well from Foreman. This is Foreman to add the extras. Really achieved, the flags are up. Feilding High School take the lead.
Ai, ki katoa ki te hinga momo pahi. And I suppose the mindset of this winger, understanding that it will make more sense to bring the ball right under the posts.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get around there safely, do it. But obviously, there are risks involved. But he weighed them up. And to his credit, got into good field position. The kicking game, as mentioned by both coaches prior to kickoff, absolutely vital here today, and we'll see that again here as Rotorua send it back, and then they flick on the inside. They might have beaten the player into touch. Delivery back on the inside didn't stick anyway. It's a 50-22. So it's a good opportunity for Rotorua to see once again. Outside the 50, so we're back into it straight away. Oh, look at them working here. This is good work from the boys of Sulphur City. Good drive at the moment. They've still got possession. They're in control of it as well. The referee is in close, marking them. They're only 5 metres out from the try line now. This is good work. There's Rogers. He's having a sneaky peek as well. Big Tariki delivers the ball up. Turnover. Yes, it is a turnover. Feilding get hold of the football. Well, kick for touch, but that is gutsy. Gutsy play. For what I could really consider the home team. Feilding not too far away here from Palmerston North, and they're in the mix. Back it comes to the fullback again. In fact, it's your try scorer, Scott. Apologies. They'll just settle it down now. Great to have you with us here on Whakaata MāORI, bringing live action. About secondary school sporting endeavours. That's all over the place, but the referee's having a good look. It's like a pinball ball. Or a pinball machine. If you can recall what a pinball machine is, boy.
Good work, boys! Touchdown!
Not too sure what the acronym stands for there, but certainly a lot of pride in those jerseys that those boys are wearing.
I think, is it Tane? Are they supporting Tyrese? We're going to have a look at them soon. Him painted boy. Yeah, it's some enthusiasm too when they go together to support their mates. That was a real big Palmerston North, wasn't it? Saxophones. Rotorua Boys High School brought out the band, the dancing band.
Might have 10 silver buckets.
That's right. There they are again, Feilding. They're just Probing up. Look at this one. Oh, lovely. Held up nicely. He's fielding. Players have got some good rhythm as Lucas Goodman sends it out wide onto Javier on the far side of the field. Javier gets it back to Almaza, staring back onto the inside. The big number 18, Lockie Hawker, is getting himself well involved. Yet the short side blind pass back to Hawker, flicked on from Javier. Well, I tell you what, Feilding certainly aren't overawed by the occasion, far from. They are having a barnstorming first half as we speak. 18 gone in front and now threatening. There too was a blind pass, didn't quite work out, and the pass up here is slick. And then the knock on, picked up, and Rotorua have possession. That's okay. Chisholm gets in. Overhead kick. It's deep. Rogers comes to searching for the football. The referee was well onto that one, and it was a knock-on, so they'll set the scrum here. Just inside enemy territory, 10 in from the broadcast side. Here at the Palmerston North Showgrounds.
Did we just see a flick through the leg pass in the grand final, a national grand final? Oh, I love schoolboy rugby. But I know te makawhakamua. It's an opportunity for Rotorua. Build some momentum. Nā katau te nono ke. Kei wainga me ki te hawhe, ai te whira.
Also, just want to acknowledge, that I think maybe in Friday's coverage, we had a couple of players that were back to front. So we had Taki Hunia and Rakudaku a bit mixed up. We know that they're back in the mix here with Rakudaku, 22 today, Hunia 11. I know that there are plenty of whānau who are watching. Lovely to see their lads out there and having a go. Rotorua with possession. They'll want to maintain that as Rogers gets the ball. Lays it back nicely. This is where games are won and lost, isn't it? In the engine room. All the tough stuff in the line, but we'll be backing up here. As you can see, the conditions are a bit testy. Umbrellas up. Fortunately, no wind to speak of, though, here at the stadium. Just a recap, an early penalty. So Rotorua with a 3-0 lead, and then that run-in from Aston Scott in the 13th minute. Take a 7-3 lead. Enjoying the action. The crowd certainly are. Love the unbridled enthusiasm of youth. Throw in. Lots of Van der Hayden sends the ball in, and it's taken nicely by the big number 8. Look at the roll on here, this rolling ball. Beautiful work here from Rotorua. Where's the ball gone? Still holding on to it. Look out here. Feilding. The Rotorua lads are coming in, they're muscling up. Almost 3/4 of the team are in this ball, rolling towards the try line. The referee is trying to get himself into position. Still Rotorua ball. Chisholm holds it nicely into the hands here of McGarvey. Chisholm doubles around. Richards Defoe climbing for it on the far side. What a take! What a take and what a try! It's Isalele Tavaiwa who scores for Rotorua boys. Rotorua are in on the far side of the field.
Miharo, he miharo tawapiro, he hoa, he te papa. Just what Rotorua were after as well. It was a very confident display of trust in the back line. Obviously our first five, our topatahi, Tukotahi, Richards, Defoe thought, nah, I'll give it a crack.
Look at the climb here though. Beautiful take. And lovely work from Isalele. Scores it just a metre or so in from the far side of the field. Of course, fielding caps awarded to the players in the first 15 after 30-odd matches. of our brothers too. Played some good football here this afternoon. From wide out now. Here's the kick. Has it got the accuracy? It certainly has. A brilliant kick from the far side of the field. And it's Rotorua. Kick out to a 10-7 lead here. Let's have another look.
Ana ka kite anō tātou I te piro. Very confident decision to put it on the toe. Contests, hits and spins and drops the ball down over the line. Great response there from Rotorua.
Here's the restart. Not surprisingly, opting to use the ball. It's taken out here and the number 9 takes it, but not cleanly. So 10 metres inside, Rotorua half, and we'll get the throw in. Mihana kia koutou. Kia ori o koutou tautoko te kaupapa o tākaro o ngā rangatahi katoa. Nei tu futu poro, whakata Māori. Live and in living colour, moi hai.
Ai te kāna. Te rātou puta ihuaia Hamilton boys beating Nelson College. The year before that, Southland got up.
These are the national victors of late. So it's again stolen by Rotorua. They will have no hesitation to send it downfield again through Richard Defoe. That's an accurate piece of work. Thrown in at the back by Havia. And then downtown, half skip, beautiful half volley pick up here from Pat Chisholm on the roll. He's turned over as well. Good body position to keep control of the football. Here's Wasp. Taking out the tackles of Scott. Bridging and creating good opportunity to get some clean ball back here. Rotorua spinning it wide, thinking to here's a hole, and almost away was Toko Aitua. Owen, he's having a very strong game. Far side of the field, here's Waititi. First real opportunity for Tauwaru Waititi. Looking for the turnover, working hard for it. Feilding, they'll get the scrum feed too. Quick play, and then launched downfield, but it's out in full. Taken, and then wound themselves all the way back and inside the 22. So 25 minutes gone, 35-minute halves here this afternoon in the final. Big ups to all our commentary team here, brought all the action across the kata Māori across the last few days. Sitting Chopper, Jervis,
Anaru and Regan,
Ethan, yeah.
and all the local Gecko production crew.
Stay here, look at them winding up again. Rotorua, it's like they want to push themselves all the way up the central North Island and go home. Here they are home, and there is the try. That was so well achieved. Beautiful work. Picking it was the captain, but we'll clarify that when we get another look at it. He is a wonderful athlete. Tariki Rogers, just look at the way this team works. And with Coach Haka and the wider connections of the Rotorua squad, they really are singing off the same song sheet. Look at that for a drive. Is that the number 8 who goes to ground with it? It is Tariki Rogers. That's what I'm putting in my score sheet.
Māku koutou e arahi. Koira te mahi a te kai kāpene, te kai urungi o te wakame ki te arahi I tana tira. Kui a tērā.
Last time, it was right on the chalk. A little bit of deja vu, maybe about 5 metres infield. Tukotahi Richards Defoe. Can he emulate what he pulled off a few moments ago? He strikes this one, but it's across the face of the uprights. No adding to the scoreline. But even so, 15-7 lead here for Rotorua. Rotorua Boys High School. Wonderful play. Superb forward action. And Kotahitanga. Purpose on display here for Rogers to score.
Nā I puta te poro mai te timatatanga No reira ka tau te nono ki wanga nui I te whira. Certainly got the MāORI at the moment, the boys from Rotorua.
There's the momentum appears to be with them, but there's a long way to go in this one, long way to go in the final. 15-7. Packing down right on halfway. Chisholm. Kanye, Rupiha, Waiwai. Nines, respectively. Forward to deliver here. It's both of them. Sensible, smart operators too. As peeling off the back again is Rogers. He looks for some support. It's there in the form of Chisholm. Gets it back now to the big number 6, Solomon Mailulu. He lays it back cleanly as well. Delivering up some good ball. And that little stab along the ground finds its way into touch. About 25 metres out from the try line. Another view up into the stands. People of Manawa too have come along nicely to support. It's from Feilding High School, of course, and those from further afield. Up there in the tourism capital of our land. Rotorua is the throw-in. Lali Whakava gets it back, nicely delivered up here for Rupi Hawaiiwai. Hadn't had too many opportunities, although comes in with some solid corridor about his contribution so far in the tournament. I'm talking James Tutumba. This time around, another little area, we'll see Rotorua, great field position, and packing down the scrum.
Hawhi haora te roanga o tēnei wahanga tuatahi, ka 5 minutes, tōna 5 minutes nei, e toi ana mo tēnei wahanga tuatahi. Oino mihi ana ki te kāhui kaiako, te kapa o Raukura, Courtney Mita, Jake Rogers, Hika Elliott and Jeremy Te Huia. Proud school. Certainly some ex-All Blacks as well that have come out of Rotorua.
Yeah, a number of ABs from that proud school. It's Chisholm to feed the scrum. Well, we mentioned at the start of the game to Coach Haka how the last-minute loss to Palmerston North in the Super 8 might have affected his players. He said far from, as we see a good one there from Waititi. Once again, up to the hands of Cody Renata, and he gets some muscly support, some tough and torrid support as well as the forwards grapple and battle. Let's see where this ball emerges. It's coming back Feilding's way. Into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Here's the kick downtown. Waiting nicely. He's had a lot to do in that first half. Owen gets a good ball away. Referee almost comes into play. This is Deveva. He's already scored a try.
Very memorable try too, Dale.
Very much so. Richard Defoe gets it deep. Challenging. At the back's Tyrese Tane. He has the football now. Pops the pass.
Maka whakamua tira.
It's the big left footer. Taking it to back. I think that's Devea once again. Lovely take. Feilding High School in possession. Ball down the right-hand side. Smart kick. Still a chase on. Owen takes it all the way back. Recognises the danger and sends it over touch to from inside his own 22.
Jesus really heated up a bit down there, Dale. It's edge of the seat stuff. We're hoping that the FAHS could possibly put a Peter on just before the sound of the whistle signalling the first half is up.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's about 3.5 minutes away. The Putatara. But a high-quality game here, and hope you are enjoying it as Lucas Goodman gets himself set right at the front of the line-out. Is the man who sends it through. So, Feilding have possession and a good opportunity. A charging, tough run as well. That's Tutumba. Short side through the hands. Goodman has it. Needs some support. Lockie Hawker gets into Tautukuhim right behind. Into the hands of Rupia. Waiwai. Here's the strong carry again. This is a great opportunity for Feilding. They're getting close. Goodman again has control of the football. He's driven to ground. Joseph Nicola is in there in jersey number 19 and will be coming all the way back for a penalty. Still an opportunity, and I suppose a temptation at 15-7 to collect the points. That's exactly what they'll do as the number 12 steps into the action, Nixon Foreman. Before the half-time break, perhaps what could be deemed a sensible decision. Well, just going back over the last 5 or 7 minutes, it really has been moving, momentum shifts and possession shifts as well. But Nixon gets the chance to add a few extra points here from close range. Should have a few problems with it. Flags are up.
Conversion successful there from Nixon Forsman. They are the son of the coach Rob Foreman. They played 110 matches for the Manawatu Turbos from 06 to 15.
He's certainly been a big point scorer during his career. 325 points for the first 15 that's going into this game through 7 tries, 127 conversions, 12 penalties. So a big contributor. Just how you like it too. 15-10. That's the line here. And just a few moments to play in the first half. Hope you enjoyed the action here on Whakaata MāORI. Pleased to bring bilingual commentary of our secondary school sporting scene with assistance from Bailey's. It's Caltech's Apollo Project and New Zealand Carbon Farming. Really wonderful to have you hopefully enjoying it. Aitaki sport. There's the climb. No good to have the ball on the 40-metre line now. Just roll it around, very purposeful, very direct. We've been here and done that, as you can see, this rolling wall. Something that they have refined. Like their skipper Rogers been using. Support in the stands here. It's trying to be packed out. Another look. Thanks for joining us today on Whakaata MāORI. Agility and the physicality of both squads on show here in this first half of rugby. Remember, there's a lot at stake representing New Zealand on the international stage for the winners. And of course the MAISCA Cup on the line here this afternoon as well. Hard fought victories in the national championship. Big ups to all of the other teams, other regions that were involved in the preliminary rounds, but it culminates here this afternoon. Last day of August 25, who will be the victors? We're about 35 minutes away from determining that as the ball comes back deep. Owen also decides to put the ball to toe. Far side of the field. Good tackle there by Heke Magavi. Pretty content to just go to the sheds, I think, with the scoreline here. It's still anyone's game at 15-10. There's a man that is very dangerous. Came in having done some beautiful work in the lead-up games. Feilding started to create some opportunities out to the big number 8. Ravioa. And the referee says the tackle on Ravioa. Too high. Another chance for Feilding. They take it quickly. Turopia Waiwai. Some changes. 15's in. This is Penny Javier. He's been good as well. Good contributor. Peels the ball back nicely. Chisholm looking on. Trying to get a handle on Ropia Waiwai. Manages to get the ball away. The big men are coming into play now. This is the line. Inside ball. Lovely. On to Lucas Goodman. Another good carry. Just 10 or 12 metres out from the try line. Little skip pick up half volley. Smart work to retain possession for Feilding. It finds its way out. Anyone's ball. Onto Ravioa once again. Rupen Ravioa in game number 40. Goodman's been solid. Rotorua boys are mindful Ball over the top, trying to create an opportunity, left edge. Here's Foreman, who goes to ground. And we'll come back for the penalty, so depending on where it is, we'll just check and see. Certainly in a kickable position. It would be sensible to take another 3. Why not, unless they're fancying their chances here. Thinking, is the tap taken? Great finish. Love the attitude on show. The big boys come into play here. Up and through the middle. Once again, settling it down, Lani for cover. Through the hands, chiming in, creating numbers and overlaps on the far side of the field. Is Foreman with it. Again, it's Lucas Goodman. He sends it up. Fullback has a look over the line, but he won't be able to get to the ground, or will he? The referee is looking closely. He says held up on Penny Javier. And that is the end of the first half, and it's been an entertaining first half of rugby here at the final of the New Zealand Secondary Schools Championship. Coming at you live on Whakaata Māori. Hope you're enjoying the action. We go to the break. It's 15-10 as Rotorua for Rotorua lead Feilding High School. We'll take a break, come back and have a look at those first half highlights in just a moment. It's wonderful to have you with us. So rangatahi and bilingual coverage of rangatahi sport right here on Whakaata Māori. Ngā mihi.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This isn't about what we wore back in the day.
we're going to go now. Going once, going twice, no more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
Food is your medicine. If you really want good health, know where your food's coming from.
We wanted our children to grow up in the wilderness. The world needs kids like that.
Māori have always understood the best way to live on this harsh land. We can hold on to our tikaka, our practices, our traditions, and bring them into this day and age.
Sport is about more than just a game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Get the MāORI Plus app. Download now on Google Play or the App Store with exclusive viewings and 100% ad-free.
Quite like top tier.
Watch us anywhere, anytime. Make MāORI Plus your mate and stream now.
Hoki mai anō e te iwi ki tēnei whiringa toa whakamutunga o te whutuporo uniana kura tuarua a motu. Ko ngā kapa e rua nei, ko ngā raukura no Rotorua nui o Kahumata Momoi. E puta aihu ana i tēnei wā te kaumā rima ki te kau. Ana, ko ngā piro, ko ngā whakapapa o ngā piro i ahu mai. Tuatahi ake, there was a penalty. Te raukura and Scott followed up with our first try.
Yeah, that was a nice try as well too. And maybe slightly against the run of play, but Scott was able to come around and improve the position. This was neat work as well out wide here from Veiva. He climbs, takes it high while he's in the air and is able to spin, turn and score the try. This is a wonderful example of the rolling ball. It's been used to good effect here by Rotorua during that first half, and ultimately it was Tariki Rogers credited with the try, but he'd have to also acknowledge his teammates. Another penalty has kept Feilding close, and that's where we find ourselves here at the halftime break. Pea anō, ngā mihi te whānau, it's great to have you with us here on Whakaata Māori e Moihau. Whakamārama mai o whakaro o te tuki. Ko mai te tuki o
Wahanga tuatai?
Aina.
Hanga rite ana. Ahakoa kei te eke a raukura āpiro nei, kia au nei, he āhua rite ana ngā kapa e roa, no reira he tino wahanga e toi ana ki tēnei o ngā whiringa toa whakamutunga. We've got a game on our hands, and the teams are quite evenly balanced.
Oh, absolutely they are at the moment. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out in the second 35. Great to have you share some time with us here. And I know that many of you have been watching our secondary school sporting scene. Various bits of coverage that Whakaata Māori have carried, particularly through their MāORI Plus app as well. There's been hockey and
badminton,
basketball. Yeah, so it's good to see.
Mihi ana kia Rob Waddell Associates o tira ngā kāhui tautoko.
There you go, our drummers of tomorrow. Let them rip, boys, let them rip.
So wish my mihi out to the women's rugby. The World Cup is underway.
Well, of course, yeah, they have got a game against Japan, I think, in the early hours of tomorrow morning.
It was an upset result. That was 31 all draw.
Yeah, that's right. That was with the USA and Australia 31 apiece earlier this morning. But it does sort of elevate the status of women's rugby, and that was evidenced with the way that the previous final was played here in Palmerston North. A last-minute victory to Manukura across Hamilton Girls High School. But many players on show, you'd think that will feature Farah Palmer Cup action in years ahead, and some might even go all the way. Represent as we get back into the action here. You're watching it live too on Whakaata Māori, this bilingual coverage of the grand final of the New Zealand Secondary Schools National Championship. And it's Feilding High School with the football on the far side of the field. Now, just trying to slice through. They've been threatening and potent at times down the right edge. You get back on the inside, looking for some support here, Feilding. Laying it up nicely. Whoopie Wai. One of the men cut out ball over the top. The shunting run. I think Rotorua have done their homework on this threat. Centre is Raviawa. So James to a Dumba. Still with Feilding. Centre field now. Early in the second half. The forward work, the grind is really where these games are won and lost. Feilding controlling the football nicely in the early stages here of the second half. Little step back on the inside from Penny Javier, fullback who likes to involve himself, gets the ball out nicely to the half. Short ball, still in control, Feilding. Pai Kodumai. Nice work from these young guys. Push on. Possession is good. Control has been exceptional. Out to the middle, looking very threatening here now, Feilding. They've done all the hard work to get themselves into good field position. Can they put the icing on the cake and get some points on the scoreboard as they work it wide? Dummy, slice towards the line. So short, laid back beautifully. Pressure on now as Rotorua come to try and get that football back. I think that's what's been done. And It is Rotorua. They'll get the penalty their way. Great lead-up work, though. Feilding will be disappointed because they'd set the stage nicely. Just couldn't quite finish it off. That brings Tuvea into the mix. He'll kick for touch on the far side of the field, just 5 metres out from the try line. 15-10 scoreline, 3 gone in the second half.
How did Tyrese Tane not go over there? Inches out, and another little bubble.
Yeah, that can happen though. Everyone's trying to do their little bit.
As we
Another
see,
look here.
Yeah, a little double pump, and
well, that's Tyrese Tane. He's laid the ball back and then pulled it back in. Referee dissatisfied with that. Well, lucky we've got sort of drizzly conditions here. 18 for Rotorua boys is making his way out onto the field. It's Benaya Christensen. Christensen into the mix. There's Rotorua. We have the scrum feed. 8 metres inside. Feilding High School's territory here at the moment. On the far side of the field, 5 metres or so in from touch. Central Energy Trust Arena here in the Manawatu. Wonderful place to study if you're thinking about it. Tefano, Massey University, University Town here. Picked up by Rogers. Double around here. Looking out wide. Finds Tuvea. Once again, he's a flyer. He said, wait till here. Just
no farmer! No farmer!
Was Tuvea. There's another penalty here. Oh, beat those drums, boys. Beat those drums.
whara e te hi o ngā kaitākaro.
I think it might have been
tēnei.
Waititi, was it? Let's have another look.
Over.
That's Waititi. That's Tuvea here. Goosey. Mene Goosey for Isilani.
It's 11 gone down. Kylan Alma's not looking too good.
Zika. A lovely attitude with these young guys too. And even interesting to hear that he thinks that the loss was good for his team and the fact that they might not have been here had they have won in the Super 8 final, which was heartbreakingly stolen from them in the last seconds. But they keep their heads up, and here they are now contesting the big prize. Number 22 making his way on for Feilding. It's Kingston, Manihira Dunkwa. Go again. This is Rogers getting some assistance from his teammates. They'll have to deliver up in a moment. Chisholm calling for it. That's him with the football now. Let's see what they've got out wide. Onto Waititi. Tawaru leaves the ball behind him, but the referee will come all the way back. And another penalty here.
Me tupatoa Feilding, consecutive penalties given away. Certainly in finals, if you build up that sort of lack of discipline, the ref could be reaching to his pocket.
Yes, I guess so. There they are. Good on your staff. Nicely taken back here. And there's the try. It's that simple. Just roll it in. Feilding looking at both the referee and the touch judge. So what up with that decision? The referee was adamant and the drum started beating again for Rotorua. We'll get another chance. Have a look here.
Good set piece from the line out. Boys, this mauling, this ability to be able to maul together is outstanding. As Haka jumps up and down and regroups. Got a bit of a roll on at the moment, the boys from Rotorua.
Yep, it seems that way, doesn't it? And they kicked that score out to 20 points to 10. A tough nut to crack any time. Alaska Cup on the line. Flag flying high for Rotorua. Still 30 metres out, looking to add the icing on the cake. Kotaki with its Defoe. Strokes that one nicely. Turns 5 to 7. There's the big lock. I think he got the try. Hunter Weaver credited with that try. That's him there. Well done to Hunter. In fact, I want to pay tribute to Luke Morse and Hunter Weaver for Rotorua. Likewise for Lockie Hawker and Dante Brown. Their opponents are here for Feilding. Rotorua 22-10. Still a long way to go here, but
the work cut out for them there.
Yeah, Feilding's got to get it moving soon. That rolling maul's been causing them no end of problems right throughout the match so far this afternoon here in Palmerston North. So again, nothing really falling away for the local lads. Coming in from the far side of the field. Deveva. This little tap and then decides he'll go straight down the barrel. Bounce important. Which way is that going to come? With some pressure on here at the moment. A little bit indecisive whether he's going to kick or not. This is Tyrese Tane. Still in control. Feilding have the ball, but they'll need to really think about how they're going to get up the other end of the paddock at the moment. Yeah, they've been good, Rotorua. Latter stages of that first half and into the second. But they've got some wheels, Feilding. They've got some wheels, all right, on the far side of the field. And the offload is clean. The run is on. The tackle is smart as well. It's an ankle tackle from Toku 8 to Owen. Feilding having the ball just outside the 22. And they'll get themselves a penalty as well.
Yeah, nice eyes up footy there, identifying that there was an overlap on the far right-hand field. Shoelace tackles though, copybook.
Desperation tackles, that's what's absolutely needed. Below it. Ah, yeah, this is the way. This is more like it from Feilding. They're not going to lay down, that's for sure. Feilding with the football, little short pass. That ball's gone to the ground and it's been knocked on. The referee will say, come on back. Scrum feed here and a turnover. And a chance with possession once again for Rotorua.
Koera te mate me he meka pāhi te poro ki ngā paumua. Hara I te mea he tū whāngai rātou, topatahi rānei. We see the break once again on the short, on the open side. Nice long gliding waiwai.
Yeah, he's got a good run too.
Wai to Owen.
Desperate
on the bigger man.
Had to make the tackle and did. There's that little knock on. That's why the scrum is being set at the moment. A lot of these boys are into sheep shearing. They keep fit. Shearing sheep through the holidays. These are the lads from Feilding.
Drive tractors, make some coin for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Over 3/4 of the team seeming to hunt and spend a lot of their spare time hunting deer, pigs and goats, so...
Artie.
Here's the kick downfield. Smart play. Field position was always going to be very important to the outcome here this afternoon. And again, sending it deep is Javier, as you can see, just on the halfway line here for the throw-in. Whakata Māori with the throw in here, and it's Van Hayden. Short line out for Rotorua, but it's taken cleanly against either the 9 and 10 have been good here this afternoon. There's an intercept. Could that be a turning point of the game? We'll wait and see how it unfolds now for Feilding. Up through the middle, bang, and then crashing their way forward. Every inch counts. Here's the wide ball, the Harbour Bridge pass. Out to the 13, always a danger man. He puts it back on the inside. There's Tumba. Again, Lucas Goodman. He does the popo work strongly. Nice little short ball. Laid back nicely. Do some good work. As Rupene Raviawa driven towards the touchline, but he manages to stay in the field of play and is now able to deliver it back. Just outside the 22, there's a great chance. The Feilding can control it. That ball's gone backwards. Referee says play on. I think he has, yes. Still with Feilding as Raviawa lays it back. It's there. Setting up like a lollipop, waiting to be picked up. It's there now. A little bit static as the team curious the passes wide. Centre field here, 32 metres out from the line. Up through the middle, hey. If you're going to get there, you might have to go through the main gate. This is good play. Why? This is the whole shot that was needed and then dragged it round. It was your try scorer, Hunter Weaver, who reached out and just grasped the jersey. Feilding, it'll be such a confidence booster if they can get more points on the board. Be it through a kick, a penalty or a try. Anything will help here in the final. Plenty of phases at the moment. A little bit of hot stepping up through the middle from Penny Havea. Half-back delivers on. He's been one of the best for me, this bloke here today.
Good man.
Yeah, he's been good. All right, look at that run. He always poses a danger. There's Tuitumba. Is that Van Campbell? Tunnicliffe. This is much better here from Feilding. Much more controlled, more patient. Gotta think there a chance here. That pass was so tough to pick up and really quite brilliant that they were able to. But look at him, he's away again. Tauriki Rogers gets the ball across to his 7. Turn around nicely. The pass over the top's drifted forward, though the referee will call them back.
Awesome stuff.
Talk about snaffling on any opportunity. Look at this guy. Oh, great fun.
Here's the error. Trying to tidy up out the back. Keep pushing up.
Much of it.
Look at this exchange and passes here. Everyone landed apart from the last one.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's those breaks, isn't it? The unexpected. If you can capitalise, keep the ball alive, you're in great chance. That's the change in the front row for Feilding High School.
E tihi o enei kai tākaro e teo koe nei pēr tā rātou tauputunga I te kura. So there could possibly be some school leavers. It's highly likely to be the last game of rugby, so just a big me to all those year 13s on both sides.
It's a big part of schooling life, isn't it? And you farewell all those mates that you've made through your schooling days. You might meet up with some of them in clubland, and maybe even in representative jerseys down the track, but certainly a very meaningful year. And the culmination of the sporting year is so important. There's a turnover here. It will go Rotorua away. It's a lovely sportsmanship on display there as well. As two opponents assist each other from the ground. Feilding, Tuitumba, Iseleli, Tuveva. rightly getting some applause as there's a bit of a change of guard, as you would expect here. Wave to the crowd. The big young fellow who's just made his way from the field.
Tony Phillips on his replacement. Had a little hui with Jareki Rogers about how we're going to close off this game. Nata tau te nonoke. I wangi te whirareia. Rogers ki te taha matau. Tu'utavaiva puts it through for himself and pushes up with it.
Another kick from Tuitavaiva. They're scrambling at the moment. He's even looking for a chance to get it himself. Well, there you go with Rogers and his right edge wing. They've been very good. And now there's a bit of a spot down the left edge. And a stab through. Owen at the back. Smooth as silk. Took away to Owen. Loving the run. Loving the run. And he slides his way to 6-6. Oh, what a terrific effort from the fullback. He's had a fine game anyway, but I tell you what, that was one out of the top draw from the 15.
E momo te rā tangata, anō nei he atua, he kaha nōna ki te tepe, he waiwai para huti ona anō hoki. Toko aitua, Owen, take your hat off.
Well, we'll take our hats off to him as well. Dip your hat to the kid, get a good look at this one. There's a ton of work to be done here. Slides through one, weaves his way through.
Regains
a stumble.
Yeah.
And then, what about the reach out and the slam down? Yeah, copybook. I'll put that one in your show reel. Took away to it. Hello, eh? Oh, maki te nākoe. Wai te Owen.
Nā wai ka uaua, kātahi ka uaua ki atu. Mo te kapa o Feilding.
And no problem there as well. While pushing the scoreline out, it's going to be a tough one to come back from. We'll take nothing away from this Feilding High School team.
Let's have another look at the final. Ara, o mahaere ana tepe, te taha Māui, te taha matau, e tū tonu ana, pupuri ana I te Paolo Katau.
Yeah, that was lovely work, wasn't it? Beautiful. So, 29 points to 10. Sensational effort here from Rotorua. And very deflating, I'd suggest, as well for the Feilding lads. We're still just over 15 to play here in the final. We got some change in referee. The back there.
So it looks like they're human too, you know. Sometimes
they pull a
hammy, or sometimes the technology.
We can just enjoy looking at the crowd going off at the moment too. Oh, no. The touchies are getting a replacement. Maybe one's. Just a bit crook. That's in the background anyway. We're looking at the foreground. And we have just witnessed one of the great tries of the final. Well, it took away to Owen, weaving his magic and literally weaving his way right through the defensive line put up by Feilding. Thanks to Whakata Māori, Bailey's, Celtex, New Zealand Carbon Farming and Apollo projects for their ongoing support. And Rotorua Boys High School, they've been here before, as though they have one hand on the trophy yet again. Here's the kick. Taking it to back here from Feilding. Love to see the boys from Feilding get another try in. They've got some real talent. This man has continued to try his absolute hardest right throughout the afternoon. On it comes to Joseph Nicola. Looking for something down this right edge. Now we really were looking for a chance to see this man in full flight. Gets the pass away on the far side of the field. It's Ravioa. Into the number 8. Advantage here for Feilding. A quick try would be just what they need to. As the fullback climbs towards the line, he's only 5 metres out from the try line. Can Feilding get one back and get it back quickly? Give themselves a chance. They're charging around the time to Weaver, who's there to stop the threat. Driving towards the line, Feilding need a little bit more support in there. Have they got it yet? Yes, they have. It's over the top and into the hands of Lucky Hawker. Hawker spinning towards the line. They'll deliver up. Lovely ball over the line. Yes, and down. Yes, and down. Joseph Nicola is in. So a very prompt response.
Do we have an ultimate comeback on our hands there, Dan?
Well, that's what will be needed here, and they need to do that again and again. And I'll tell you what, it'll give them plenty of heart. Let's have another look at the run down the right edge, which got them into good field position and ultimately paid off for Joe Nicola.
Yeah, that was a nice moment of play there for the Feilding boys. Just kept to their systems, centered the ball there. And here we see big man Waititi trying his best to fall a Cody tree.
Joseph Nicola is your man there with the try. And with the conversion, things are looking much, much better. 12 points. You can just sense, after that fine run too from the fullback, Penny Arvia, he's been great today, Penny. You've got 100% trying hard each and every time, but Nicola coming off the bench has also been good. 29-17. Imagine another try for Feilding. Isn't that a lovely shot? Dad and his kids. Father's Day next week.
What are you trying to say? Hey, this was our Father's Day present here, Dad. You and I having a quartet bilingual call together on the footy.
Well, that's true.
I'll take anything for it.
You're quite right. You're quite right. Okay, so this is neat to watch, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. Back on the inside, and a couple of doors starting to open here for Feilding. Way too early to be putting your keel in the rack if you're from Rotorua. Right edge, probing again. Really love the never say die attitude as well that we're seeing here from Feilding High School. Short balls. Replacements are coming on too. You can see them with their clean gears. That's number 20 working his magic as well. There's two Haka Wallace McLeod in 20. Ball on the far side, might have drifted forward. The referee's allowed it to go. Still with Feilding on their halfway line. Feilding set themselves up here. But it's been a turnover. Rotorua do get hold of the football. This skipper will be saying, boys, do what we've been doing. Lovely run here, punching through. Tyler Phillips. Phillips comes to the fullback. Phillips is in. Tyler Phillips. Oh, yeah, Tyler.
You know, you're talking about impact. You're coming off the field as a reserve, wanting to contribute to this grand final to get your team over the line. He takes on the fullback as well. Quick pick and go, beats the new replacement half. He's 6 foot something, so he's certainly got some strides in him. Well done, sir.
Well done to Tyler Phillips. Has been on all that long, but look, just made his presence felt. And that would have been hugely deflating for the Feilding High School boys who just for a moment thought they were in with a chance. Well, it only took one turnover. There was Tyler Phillips galloping down the field, literally. Came to the fullback and sort of stood him up a little bit, just sort of jinked slightly, and was able to get himself in there. Well, well, well. Looking up into the stands, a mixture of disappointment and also of pride. You can see some concerns there for the Feilding High School supporters. I'll tell you what, look, they can hold their heads high as. It's been a great effort to make the final, as we know. This will come back to the halfway as well. It can just be like that when you're chasing a scoreline. You make slight errors. But the pride felt by those who attend Feilding High School, undoubted here. The support has been just absolutely spot on. Now me to all of those who've come along to make this a real spectacle, the final in 2025.
Ai me ngā mihi, ki ngā mātua, ngā whanaunga kua hara mai ki te whakanui I nei toki.
There's the double around, look out, it's danger time as well down the right edge. This man has been good today. This is Taveva, and that'll just dribble, if you will, across the touchline. They've got the scoreboard to protect.
We'll take that. Now let's get up.
By 19 points now, so I'm sure that they'll be pretty happy with where they're at. These are the taonga that are up for grabs today. The MāORI Cup and ultimately the trophy as the New Zealand Secondary Schools champions of 2025.
Pretty impressive from the Rotorua outfit. Obviously going down in the Super 8 final in the dying stages of that game against Palmerston North, and coming to this tournament with an open mindset and possibly going all the way.
That's Luke Goodman, really been impressed by Luke's work. He manages to get hold of the ball as well. We can't stay in the field of play. There were two there who are working him over. But it will be a penalty nevertheless here for the FAHS, as they're known. Worth noting the support for secondary school sport, particularly in our rugby scene across all of our regions of Aotearoa. Feilding, a small town but a proud town, as the coach was saying, and still honoured to be in the final as a co-ed school up against these traditional heavyweights and the boys' schools up and down the land. Dominated in this competition over the years. Feilding with it, delivered up there. Another number 20, McLeod. It's in at the back here at the moment. He's got the ball there. Sort of intimating to his teammate to come on the inside, but then somewhat isolated. He's held up at the moment, so the referee will give the ball across to Rotorua. So some skillful forward play here from the boys of Rotorua. We pan across their numbers in their dugout. As they say, Moiha, after the disappointment of that last-minute loss just a few weeks ago, they'll go from that to the elation of success if they're able to hold on to this lead. And they look likely they will for another 7 or so minutes. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope you've been enjoying the action live on Whakaata Māori this Sunday afternoon, last day of August of 25. And some beautiful sport on from Palmerston North, taking it to back again. Outstanding play again from the
yes, beautiful.
Big number 8 for Rotorua.
Anā kei te whakawāte ngā kai ako I tana pai hihiri kia whai wāhi atu ana kai tākaro ki tēnei whainara, ki tēnei whiringa toa whakamutunga. And it only makes sense that the coach clears his bench, gives these younger, wider squad members a chance to play in the National Secondary Schools final.
Let's make mention of them. 17's coming on. His name's Mason Perry. I can see at 21, just about to get his boarding pass. Tommy Macbeth, welcome to the fray, welcome to the fold, gentlemen. And number 22, let's welcome Luke Rakuraku onto the field as well here. Yeah, some sensible work there, I think, Moiha. Acknowledgement of what's ahead. Some will be leaving. That's one of the challenges in secondary school rugby, and for the coaches and managers. You uffy these young guys to develop the good sense needed to play good rugby. A couple of years later they have to move on. You've got to do it all over again, but in there lies the challenge and perhaps the rewards for those who are involved in the coaching and admin side of secondary school sport. And look at that, little bit of a door opens. The pass back is actually
Te hoariri.
yeah, well, you know, the jerseys are getting a little bit slippery and
similar.
Yeah. There's the kick into touch. But the writing's on the wall, you would think, here with 5 to play. But everyone here from Rotorua is getting a run. Number 20 makes his way onto the field. Te Rimana Hatu Edmonds Huri Way. Congratulations to all of these young players. Takes a team, join a championship. Certainly, not just 15 players. Your bench is so important, ultimately, to the success of the squad. Look here, Rotorua still trying to reinforce their dominance here in the final. They're looking to go across again. And you'd be a tough man to suggest they won't. They've got the ball, they've got the crawl, and they've got the try.
From the cap, fully deserving, the Tiaraki Rogers. You know, big minutes too from one of the senior captains. You'll notice that everyone else has been replaced except for captain because he keeps doing things like that.
I tell you, he's had a barnstorming game. I've been a little bit hesitant to call him because, you know, he's involved in everything. And you could mention his name 1,000 times in the one call, but what we do know is that he is a class act, a great leader of young men. I had the luxury of interviewing him post-match after their loss to Palmerston North. He was full of praise for his opponents and really stood there full of mana in the way that he responded to the questions. Here's the conversion, unsurprisingly, is through the slots. The scoreline won't actually convey the closeness of the contest here today because that pushes it out wide. But there is no denying that one of the best on track today, the big number 8.
I just want to acknowledge the gamesmanship, the sportsmanship that's been on display here. I've seen a few things that go unnoticed, but it's been played in good spirit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you've got to say that. 43 points to 17. It's looking like a big scoreline, and it is. But as I say, take nothing away here from Feilding. Came to play, he's just Rotorua. A few things worked out for them better. Their rolling ball and their stewardship from their captain has just been sensational. And look, here's another example of it as well. Really, really hard to contain. And obviously there'll be no secondary school team in New Zealand able to do that in this way. After what we've seen has been a rampant, solid effort here. The boys from the Sulphur City, Rotorua. A little offload here, so finishing with a bit of a flurry as well. Feilding high. Up through the middle. That passageway is closed off. Back to the fullback. Fully back, Hope. I think the number 20. This one is set deep as well. Which way is that going to bounce? It is picked up there by Wallace McLeod on the far side of the field. He too opts to send it high as the clouds descend on the Talarua Rangers. Once again, an overcast day, but they've certainly made the most of it here this afternoon. The boys from Rotorua lining up in the slush just outside their shed. At the side of the field here today, it's been a magnificent performance, and the crowd have egged them along, buoyed them along, drummed them along here this afternoon. What is a magnificent success and a chance to represent on the world stage here at Rotorua Boys High School, or Rotorua. Victors in 2025. Not too far away now from the referee. Using his putata to bring down the curtain on this action, but we'll stay with it because something could happen right at the end. Inside with the ball now, it's 22. One-headed Dankwa. Back on the inside. Hands everywhere. Knock on. Referee looks at his watch. Can't be too long to go. Scrum feed here for Feilding. And looking at the Feilding squad, let's acknowledge some of them have had great games. Loiawa was busy. I really liked the work of Lucas Goodman. Nick Foreman had a good run today, as did the winger Aston Scott. And Penny Harvea, well, I guess he'll be one of the best on field today. But in a losing team, that can happen too. So there's certainly no shame in the results here for Feilding Boys High School. Or Feilding High School, I should say. But they can hold their heads high. But today it was time for Rotorua. And they have performed magnificently for their supporters today. 43 points to 17. There's the throw. There's the tap back. And to touch once again as the referee has another look on. So The supporters here have been absolutely fantastic today. The referee blows his whistle. Your victors, the New Zealand Secondary Schools champions for 2025, Rotorua Boys High School. A big result and a fitting conclusion to a wonderful season for these young men. Hats off to their coaches and managers, to the staff of the kura, and all of those students in Tauira from Rotorua who support this first 15 effort. Full time here in the final in Palmerston North, Rotorua Boys 43, Feilding High School 17. Look at the images here, fantastic to see as the crowd erupt, as they should too. It's magnificent what we've witnessed here this year. And of course, taking out the Moaska Cup, taking out the big title. They've had it before, they get it again.
Yeah, we can see how much it means to these boys from Rotorua. Commiserations to the lads from Feilding as well, who, you know, had their work cut out for them. Here's some of the highlights of some of the plays throughout the day.
Yeah, there have been some good tries. When you look at this one, this is the first try right from the beginning. As we see the boys celebrating, we get another chance to look at the crossfield kicking skills here for Rotorua. That's Tukotaki Richards Defoe. And scoring it out wide is Tuk Taveva. Beautiful work. Another example of the strong forward play that they brought to the final, Rotorua. And as you can see, you know, this is coordinated and very much rehearsed on Tuesday and Thursday nights.
Yeah, they really went to work in that middle phase of the game there, Dale. Sticking to their guns. Another example of that driving maul, as you were alluding to earlier on.
That was through, and it was the try there for Rotorua by Hunter Weaver. This man had a terrific game today. Took away to Owen and stumbled his way across the line, and then ultimately reaches out and slams it down for success. Lovely play for him. Later on in the game, here comes Joe Nicola, and they were in with a chance at this stage. But then this run from the fresh legs of Tyler Phillips really put paid to any thought of a comeback, and from there on in Rotorua just eased themselves to success and ultimate victory. Once again paying tribute here to the big number 8, Tariki Rogers, and just a wonderful effort here, all concerned. You can see the images on the field. Tariki Rogers put his arms in the air and acknowledging all that have contributed to that. Let's go down to Regan, who is the captain of the fielding squad.
Kia ora whānau. I'm here with Alani Whakava from the fielding side. Commiserations to your team, Alani. Just unlucky out there. What do you want to say to your boys?
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to give all glory to God today for not only for this game but for the season. With him, nothing would have been possible. I just want to say to our boys, what a massive shift today. You guys really worked hard today, and we've done a lot to get here. And, you know, that's the nature of footy. One team has to lose, and one team takes the glory. And we give our hats to Rotorua for their game today. They really worked hard out there. Thank you.
You talked about how hard it was out there. Can you tell me what the Rotorua boys had over your team?
Just definitely the physicality. They really brought it to us, especially when they're getting down into the half. They're a different team, get to the moors, and they really have a really tight pack, and they set it well. So, yeah, I think their physicality really gave it to us.
All right, Alani, we thank you for your time today, and hope you can go back to your boys and just wish them luck for the next year.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, sir.
Well, there we go. That's the skipper here for Feilding. That being Tariki Rogers in, and let's go down once again.
Tēnā koe te ariki. We have the Rotorua boys captain here. Can you tell us how proud you are of your boys today, Te Ariki?
Oh, I'm extremely proud, man. We've been working for this moment for the whole year. I think after our setback against Palmerston North in the Super 8 final, they had a big switch of momentum for us. That was our first goal to win Super 8, and unlucky enough we couldn't. And so each week we worked hard, put the hard yards in, and we got the job done. So I'm extremely proud.
So over the last couple of weeks, you've had some really tough games, and in the second half, you've come back to the party and won those games really well. Can you tell us about the coaching staff and how they've helped you with your fitness?
Oh man, they're a big help. All our coaches, but one person in particular, Haka Elliott. A couple days ago, we were playing something more bigger than rugby. One of his good mates passed away, Shane Christie, and that hurt him, but that also hurt us. He's a part of our family, so today's game was for him. Although some of the boys didn't know him, that was heartfelt for Haka, so yeah, that game's for him.
And to your supporters, all the boys from Rotorua that come down, you know, they've got the drums, some of them haven't got their shirts on, mate. Anything to say to them?
Man, we're extremely proud. I think no one believed in us getting into the spot. After we beat Hamilton, we got no recognisation, so just all our whānau, especially our old boys, the family that come to support us today, man, we're so proud to have yous. Yous are our why, and yeah, so proud.
Congratulations, Te Ariki. We'll let you get back to the boys, mate, and enjoy the time, and congratulations once again.
Yeah, thanks to Regan. He'll be pretty happy too. Regan's principal at a local kura up there just out of Rotorua, and a wonderful spokesperson too for his team, but also for our rangatahi as well, Te Ariki Rogers. It was touching to hear him speak of the passing of Hika's friend. We should all be mindful of that. But, you know, that's really a mature attitude to take as we see the images of the successful squad. And in fact, isn't it nice that all the players from both squads have joined in a sort of show of kotahitanga for rangatahi sport. Wonderful imagery. And it's been a pleasure bringing you the action here today. Ultimately, the victors, and now representing New Zealand on the international stage, Rotorua, with their wonderful success. 43-17 winners over Feilding High School. It's been wonderful to have you here on Whakaata Māori joining us for a celebration of rangatahi sport, and want to wish you well.
Tēnā koe te o tira, tēnā koutou ko tūhono mai nei ki tēnei whakataitai mo te roa ngāke o tēnei taumihi kawana ki te hāpai o kia tika āmua me tika āmuri ki ngā kapa e rua I whai wāhi ki te whiringa toa whakamutunga. Nei rā te mihi ki a koutou. Kia kaha tātou ki te tuku pōti me he mea kei tāmaki koe noho ana. A kārua, haere atu ki te koro neihana ki te tautoko I te koro neihana o tō tātou Queenie Hope. Moi hau husband, māua ko te o husband e mihi nei, noho ora mai.
Excuse me, Keith.
Get some photos, someone get some photos with Te Ariki with the cup.
Nice and tight. Everyone bring it in. Coaches and all make sure you're in back. Andy, come back, please.
Go White Takura!
Guys, can you get one big huge chair on the hands of the big screen?
Get up,